Hi guys, my name is Uzani Rongo and welcome again to Nakili session. This time round we have a very beautiful lady, singer, songwriter, producer as well. She wears many hats. Liboi. Celebrate my fans on there.
Hi guys, my name is Liboi and this is Nakili session.
Yes, Kabisa. So first and foremost, you wear a lot of hats here. Singer, you're a songwriter, producer, you're a multi-instrumentalist. Which one of those do you love the most? Because there has to be one.
And saying
There has to be one that is easy to you.
singer-songwriter.
Singer-songwriter.
Yeah, hiyo ni juu nimefosiwa. Singer-songwriter. I think it's because voice is my first instrument. So then it makes more sense for me to, because I was first a singer-songwriter before being a producer or a multi-instrumentalist. Like all these things are just things that I've learned recently. Yeah.
When I was doing some research on you, I learned that you grew up in Nairobi North.
Yes.
And your experiences there, what you saw there, the extrajudicial killings, informed the person that you are today and the kind of music that you play right now. But could you tell us more about it?
So like you said, I grew up in Kariobanginos. And at the time, first of all, my dad was a DJ.
Oh,
So he would just set up his decks in the house and then ask us to dance. And I was a good dancer. I don't know, something must have happened maybe when I was because I have two left feet. But yeah, he would do that in the house and he would play lots of rumba music, hop music. So I think subconsciously, that's how I got an interest in this kind of music. However, the mainstream media at the time, like Sikatai, we had all these extrajudicial killings, but sometimes someone could be killed somewhere in Umoja, but then they would just say it's Kariobangi. So they were not really fact-checking the mainstream media, and I felt like I was really not well represented. Sometimes I would ask my friends to come and visit, but because kuna hii notion ya Kariobangi, it's such a bad place, utaibiwa at 12 p.m., so people didn't want to come. And I felt like we were not getting justice because of how we were portrayed out there. And I wanted to tell my own stories because msewa TV atatoka sijui Westlands akuja akave something that he has no idea what has happened. It's just hearsay. And I was like, I'd like to tell these stories, but also I'd like to focus on the positive things that are happening in Kariobangi because at that time we had lots of these art spaces. We had Miss Koch, we had KUs, we had Bumifu, we had so many spaces, but then we were not talking about these nice things that the young people were getting involved in. And I wanted to tell those stories. So then I started writing because I was very active in high school in the journalism club. It was like very, very insanely active. We would even tell news like reports in front of the whole school on Mondays and Fridays. Mondays were for English, Fridays were for Swahili. So like we really enjoyed it. But even after high school, I started looking for mediums to write my own stories and all that.
yeah.
But then the school that I went to learn media was next to a music center. So then that's how, like anytime we would have a break, I would go to the music center, stay with the likes of Sarabi, had the band, and just listen to them. And so I made lots of friends who were making Afrofusion kind of music. So then my dad plus them, the influence, and then the fact that I wanted to tell my own stories, I was like, then I could write music and tell my own stories through that medium. So that's how I started.
Yeah, and how long has it been since you've been doing music now?
10 years.
10 years?
Yes, but professionally, this is my fourth year. Yeah, as a solo artist, this is my fourth year.
Do you believe in miaka nane ndo julikane?
Well, I
Subscribing
I don't believe in that. However, I do see why they say that. Because I mean, it takes you a long time for you to, first of all, hone your craft, but then also learn how the industry flows and find your own footing.
How do you interact with audiences away from Nairobi? Because also I saw you are trying to create a global audience and global reach with your music.
Yeah.
How are you positioning yourself? Like,
Yeah. First of all, Rwanda and Kampala was a vibe in so many ways that I'm still trying to find words. But I started a newsletter. So I wrote there, it's like my mind. I wrote everything about the experience so people can go check the newsletter out. But then to answer your question, I think just being intentional and like for one, I'd say I keep working on my craft, first of all.
Yeah.
I'm not the best musician out there, but I do my best. Like I practice, I write more just so that I can continue perfecting my art. And then to just the authenticity of it. I believe my story is my story. No matter how hard you try to tell it, I'm the only one who will say
right. There's no one who can tell your story better than you.
exactly. So I think the fact that I have a story to tell and I've been sharing it places me or gives me an upper hand to, get these opportunities out there as well. Just the same as locally.
Let's talk about something that has happened currently, which is love drama. A lot of drama online. Mambo ya mapenzi, tumeachwa, tumeachana, whatever. You're in a relationship and you're also an artist. You're in the limelight, Yali.
Have you seen?
Yes, you have done my research, my sister. You're in the limelight, you're in a relationship. How do you feel about right now celebrities in love?
What can I say? I think wacheni watu wapendane.
What happened?
Vile wanataka. There's a song that he released with K-Rope recently. It's called Nani Alisema. It's an Afro house kind of music. Okay. But then Nani Alisema, it's basically questioning who said that we have to love like this, like a certain way. Who said that in relationships people are always gonna leave each other? Story mtachana. Who said that that's gonna happen in every relationship? And anytime and if we have an issue, who said that now we shouldn't fight for our love? Like wetembea tu wachana na yeye. Like you can always find your own rhythm in life. And I'm like, mambo ya mapenzi, let people do their own things. Personally, me, I don't pay attention to lots of these dramas. Like on social media, you won't find me. But then napenda umbea. Don't get it twisted. Napenda umbea. But then I feel like people also know what they're doing. People are adults.
True.
They know what they're doing.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
So where can people find your music as we close?
People can find my music on all streaming platforms, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music. Just where you get your music, you'll find my music. And social media at Liboi.
Yeah.